flowing from left to right. It looks like it's hardly moving. There's in fact about 11 million gallons on an average day passing through here. Rising up to 80 million gallons, there's been extensive heavy rain outside. It's really quite cold, about 9 degrees centigrade, so if you did go swimming in there in about half an hour, you're very likely going to get hypothermia. Now the green colour is actually caused by the lime deposit, which comes from the rocks. The lights just enhance that. There's not too many things living in it, just get a few eels and a few shrimps trapped in the cave system. But they soon die off. There's no fish because there's no food. It's probably too cold anyway. But we did actually find 18 human remains who were trapped underneath the rocks down here. And there's two theories of how they got there. The first one was that they floated down through the cave system from chamber 4, which we now know as a Celtic burial chamber. The second theory is that it's some kind of Celtic sacrifice, just simply hit over the head and thrown into the water. Nice thought. Now before we do go on, you're very welcome if you want to. It's only a few. You're welcome to drive on the side of some of these formations, just see what they feel like if you want to. Walk up the side of them. Not going to do any damage with just a few of it. Might be a little bit slippery on that, it's not too bad.
點解可以俾我哋摸下嗰隻？哇，凍冰冰咁嘅 ，very cold， 濕淋淋。哇！哇！啲水淡喎，原來。哇！哇！要彎低身入去睇頭啊！哇！哎呀死啊！滴水添嘅，滴濕部機。哇！哇！係咁滴水，哇唔掂，落雨啊！哇！有一個大窿啊！哇！好凍啊呢度，凍到可以噴煙啊！ 哇！咁多錢？哇！啲人抌錢落去啊！睇唔清楚啲，我要紅外線咯。見唔到嗰啲係咩錢嚟啊？有啲生晒手，我哋睇唔到。
This is chamber 2, this one's called the Great Hall. It's about 70 feet high up there.
Wow.
And you can see those stumps of stalactites, they used to be 15 feet long. 250 years ago, the poet Alexander Pope actually came into this chamber with a group of his men and laid out a large straw mattress across the floor, and then they shot them down. And that's because Pope had a cave at the end of his garden in Twickenham, but he didn't have any stalactites, so he just pinched stars to decorate them. But there are a few formations left, and we've given them names of things they look like. So I ask you once more now to stretch your imagination as we show you the Statue of Liberty. God, I can see you're all impressed with that one. It's in there somewhere. Just below that we have a face with frizzy orange hair. And we call that Tina Turner. Just do a couple more. In the very centre there, some people can see the dome of St Paul's Cathedral. Yep. And some people can't. There's one usually for the kids. Maybe you've heard of Casper the Friendly Ghost. Oh, yeah. And down on the floor, walking away from us, is a baby elephant. But unfortunately, he's only got one ear. Only half a trunk as well. No tail and no legs. Apart from that, it looks just like an elephant. And if you think you're being watched, then you are. Pair of eyes.
Wow.
On a slightly more serious note, you can see on the far side there's a big area of flowstone over there. There's a big dark area mixed in the middle. And most of that is caused by soot deposit. And many years ago, long before they put the electric lights in, they used to actually throw paraffin on the walls and in the water and set fire to it to guide people through. And so the soot deposit from the paraffin just built up and stained the walls in here. But there's also lots of lead mixed in. The Celtics used to mine lead down here. They were after the silver and the lead they used to trade with the Romans. And the yellow colour is a mineral called yellow ochre. And you'll see lots more about the minerals a bit later in our cave museum. And this chamber does look far better from the far side, so I'll just bring the lights back up. And then I'll take you down there. You take it easy on the steps here. Watch out for the third step, it's slightly steeper than the rest.
又繼續上路咧。哇！真係好難想像，如果呢度冇燈係點樣行到？根本係行唔到啊！幾百年前啲人咧就係咁樣走入嚟呢個山窿度考古㗎啦。
I can really see the height of this chamber from down here. You can also see a few more of these stumps of stalactites that Hope's men shot down, so I'll sort of down this side. A few more over here as well. Now, you're very welcome to see what the flowstone feels like behind you as well over there. Who wants to see what it feels like? It looks quite slimy, I can assure you it's not. It is radioactive though. Do you watch out for the steps as you come through to the next chamber?
好似鬼咧！哇！爭啲仆低添。哇！踎低啲。哇！咁鬼窄嘅呢度。哇！有啲窿仔喺上面喎。哇！一間房咁樣喎，高啲都頂頭。呢度。哇！又咁大喎。
This is chamber 3. This one's actually called the parlour. It's about 15 feet high in the middle and about 100 feet wide. And it wasn't until really quite recently we actually discovered how this chamber was formed. It was in 1968 we had a huge flood in this area and it took just 20 minutes for the river to actually rise up and completely fill the chamber. And it remained flooded for 2.5 weeks, and during that time we sent down a couple of divers that were actually beaten back by the force of the water because they said there was a huge whirlpool in there. So that's how the chamber was formed over thousands and thousands of years. These whirlpools actually carved out this dome shape. And the reason we get that is because the entrance hole of the river over the far side is actually far wider and the exit hole is down behind, which you will see far clearer once we leave the chamber in a moment. You can also see there's not too many formations left in there. Most of them have actually been washed off by the forces of the water. There's just a few of these surviving straw stalactites still remaining.
又係另外一個窗頭，真係黑掹掹嘅，又要開呢個夜視燈，真係唔開夜視燈真係。哇！上個隧道咁樣嘅。哇！好寒啊！真係虧佢，仲可以着短袖衫，仲着短袖衫。呢個導遊你睇。
So we rejoin the cave system. This is really the visual part of the tour, the next 3 chambers. But we'll go through the shortcut, meet you in chamber 9, so we'll talk about a few more features there. If anyone really doesn't like heights, they're very welcome to come through the shortcut and be down through the doorway down here. In a couple of places the ceiling comes down to 4 feet high again, but it's certainly no worse than you've already done. Okay, so you're feeling brave enough, let's make your way through. And I'll see you shortly. Hopefully.
入去睇下先。哇！咁鬼神奇啊呢度！哇！哇！呢條橋都幾高喎！哇！跌落去死梗嚟嘅，跌落去未必，哇！真係冚頭添，又要掹得，踎。 下面係嗰啲水嚟嘅，你望到嗰啲下面嗰啲。